Hi everyone, got some nice music in the background there. So, welcome, day 13, imagine. Who would have thought? 13 days in a row, fabulous. We had a really good meditation on innocence, the quality of innocence and how that affects all of our energy centers. So that was a really... Hi everyone. Oh, I've got a double doppelganger happening. So, all right, we fixed that now. Okay, it was me making the extra noise, I just realised. Every day is a new discovery of what I can mess up. No, not really. So tonight we have some double trouble. No, we have Savagya from Romania, coming direct from Romania. And we've got Madhav from Canberra, which is where I also am. And he is actually Gulshan's son. So it's a bit of background information. And we are going to have a lovely meditation on our Swadisthana, our second energy center, and we're going to be introduced to the quality of sound and how that enhances those qualities, divine qualities that we're trying to polish up in ourselves. Also, we will have an interactive session at the end where you can ask questions or share any experiences. We did hear some lovely sharings last night, so it was good to hear what everyone's feeling, some very strong experiences happening, and really good to hear your progress and how you're starting to feel where your Kundalini is taking you to put your attention on and to awaken your lovely qualities. So, and starting to see where you've got those blockages. So that's excellent. So your sensitivity is coming along nicely. So we'll catch up with you afterwards on that. In the meantime, let's get back to the moment. And Jenny, did you want to tell us something about Savagya and Madhav and what's happening?
Yes, before we do that, if there is anyone new this evening,
yes.
We'll just have a quick look through the names. I don't think so. No, I can't recognize any new names. So I think we have all our regulars, which is lovely.
Seen all these names before.
Yes.
But, if somebody new does pop in, we'll try to put a message in the chat and offer them some explanation in the breakout room as usual. So don't worry while we start that sort of activity going on.
So yes, we are in our third week of our series, The Pure Reflection of God, where we are every session, we will be focusing on an energy center. So today, as you said, Lynn, we're focusing on the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the second chakra, and some of the qualities of the Swadhisthana are creativity, the pure attention being very important to meditation. It helps us to stay in the present moment where we want to be. And the pure knowledge. When the pure knowledge is awakened within us, we're able to tell the difference between knowledge that perhaps is not the truth and knowledge that comes directly from the divine. So let's introduce our presenters for today. We have Savagya from Romania, who I've never met before, but I'm very looking forward to meeting her today. And we have Madhav as well, and they will be presenting with us. So Savagya, I am guessing that you have been meditating for a very long time.
Yes. Thank you for everyone. Hello, everyone. And it's a pleasure to meet you all. I've been meditating actually since I was born. So I was born realized. And it's been 19 years since I'm practicing the Sahaja Yoga meditation.
All right. So then I guess it's hard for you to answer the question how it's changed you, because you've always had it in your life. But can you recognize how it helps you?
Yeah, it helps me in every aspect, like be it in studies, in my personal life, in my professional, or in my anywhere. It has helped me a lot, and I can see the difference. And even other people, like my friends and stuff, have noticed that it's they see a difference in my personality, and I think it's because of this meditation that it has brought change in me. And it has been always since the beginning.
And Madhav, I think it's the same with you. I think you've been meditating since you were born as well.
Yeah, I think I've done it for a very long time, and I'm 29. So that's 29 years, but perhaps actively and kind of seriously doing so maybe since I was 21, 22.
Okay. And what made you start being more serious about your meditation?
Probably having an active choice. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Making a kind of an active choice to do so. I think I think myself and Saubhagya grew up where our parents practiced yoga, and it's something that you do with your parents. But as you get older and you kind of make your own decisions, you have to make a decision whether something that you do with your parents is something you want to continue with. And I think, I'm quite happy with my choice. So.
And how does it help you in your everyday life?
I think it helps me, and I think in every facet. I think it helps me function, helps me do well, helps me kind of feel happy or joyous, or kind of I think it's kind of an all-round benefit.
Yes. All right.
We're seeing Madhav's meditation space there too. So just a tip for everyone. We, towards the end of the week, next week, we'll be sharing our meditation spaces. So, it's always nice to have a lovely place, have a photograph of Shri Mataji that exudes all of those lovely vibrations, and keep it nice and clean, put some flowers, and there's a little tea light candle there Madhav's also got. So just to make that place where you meditate very special and keep those vibrations extra nice. So when you're looking at your meditation space, you can upgrade it as you wish, and we'll start sharing next over the coming week as well. Sorry, Jenny, yes?
Yes, and if you are not sure where you can get a photo from Shri Mataji, if you go to our website and in the resources section, there's quite a few photos there that you can choose from and download and frame. And just from personal experience, I remember when I started using a photo of Shri Mataji as part of my meditation at home, it really made a very big difference to my meditation. So it's something that you can try and see how you go.
Yeah, all in the aim of keeping those vibrations and not breaking the spell of those lovely feelings that you've got. So there was one other thing. Remind us to remind you about bringing a foot soak bucket for tomorrow night workshop. So I thought we might mention it twice in case we neglect to mention it later after we've gone thoughtless in our lovely meditation. So, Jenny? Yeah.
And also, if you do want to be part of the workshop, please join on Zoom rather than YouTube.
Yeah, that's the idea. We go into breakout rooms, small groups or one-on-one even, and so we can really work on those sensations you're starting to feel on your hands and in your chakras, and let's think about that tomorrow. We'll come back from the future to the present, and let's have some nice meditation on the Swadisthana, on our creativity. So we might yes, thank you Rita. All right, so we will now unpin ourselves and leave it to you, Saubhagya and Madhav.
Excellent. So the theme today is creativity, and that's a good jumping off point to talk about the Swadisthana chakra, whose main quality is creativity. And if you had attended yesterday's session, you would have...
Madhav, sorry, can you just talk a little bit louder or nearer to your microphone? Sorry. Just thought I'd say it before you get it's soft.
Excellent.
I'm going now.
If you had attended yesterday's session, you would have been introduced to the Muladhara chakra, and its main quality is innocence. Well, today we're dealing with the second chakra on the subtle system, and that's the Swadhisthana. And as said before, its main quality is creativity. For context, physically, the Swadhisthana is located just below your belly button, and it has a center, a right and a left aspect. The right aspect is where your leg meets your hip, and the left aspect is on the left side of your body where your leg meets your hip. And each aspect, so each side, left, center, and right, has a slightly different quality. So the central quality of the Swadhisthana is creativity, it's perceptive intelligence, and it's third. And concentration. And the right aspect, and it's the right quality, is action. So it's anything to do with an activity or planning or thinking. That's the right side. And the left side is divine knowledge. And divine knowledge is a little less clear, but essentially the quality allows you to perceive the right action and to use Sahaja Yoga and the practices that we teach in meditation for your own benefit and for the benefit of the wider community, so your family, your friends, and everyone in between. And the importance of the Swadhisthana is that it underpins our ability to meditate. It allows you to go thoughtless. It allows you to remove any thoughts. It allows you to concentrate. And it allows you to get into thoughtless awareness, where you can start meditating and feel a connection with the divine. And I think in the interests of, and the last thing I should mention is that on your fingers, you'd feel the Swadhisthana on your thumbs. So if you ever have kind of a tingling feeling on your thumb, that means something's working out in your Swadhisthana, and it could be that you've had a very busy day at work, and all of that heat from the busyness is working out of your right Swadhisthana, because that's the activity. Or it could mean that you feel like you've made the wrong decision doing something, and that your left Swadhisthana is working something out. Or it could be both, and that just means your central Swadhisthana is working something out. And I think I've talked enough, so I'll leave it to Saubhagya.
Yes, thank you, Madhav, for the introduction on the Swadhisthana chakra. As he said, like Swadhisthana chakra represents creativity, and in terms of medicine, Swadhisthana chakra is the aortic plexus. It's just above the sacrum bone, and it controls the functioning of your liver, kidney, spleen, pancreas, and like reproductive organs. So it's located in that region. So now to know more about this chakra, we'll do a short meditation of about 10 minutes. And I request you all to keep your attention inside. And we'll begin by raising our Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan. So I request you all to keep calm, and we can all raise our Kundalinis. We can keep our palms open on our laps. And keeping our attention inside, we can close our eyes. We'll try to remain thoughtless and avoid any thoughts in our mind. We will begin by balancing our 3 channels. So we'll place our right hand on the ground, and our left hand will remain on our lap. And we'll keep our attention on our left channel. Eyes will remain closed. We can pray in our hearts. O Divine Mother, please clean my left channel. Please absorb all the negativities and impurities from my left channel into the Mother Earth. Our left channel represents pure desire. So we can pray, O Divine Mother, please give me pure desire. We'll keep our attention on our palms and try to feel the vibrations. Now we'll balance our right channel. So we'll bring our right hand back on our lap, and we'll place our left hand towards the sky. We'll keep our attention on our right channel. Here we will pray, O Divine Mother, please clean my right channel. Please absorb all the negativities and all the impurities, all the heat from my right channel into the sky. Our right channel represents action. So we can pray, O Mother, please give me pure action. Now we'll slowly bring our attention to our central channel. We'll put our left hand back on the lap. Eyes will remain closed, and keeping our attention on our central channel, we'll pray, O Divine Mother, please give me balance. Our central channel represents the path to evolution. Oh Mother, please keep me in the present. Please keep me in balance. Now we'll keep our attention, we'll raise our attention to our second energy center in our body, namely the Swadisthana chakra, on which we will meditate here. The goddess of the Swadisthana chakra is Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati. So we'll take the mantra for Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati. These are Sanskrit mantras. So by listening, we will activate our energy center, Swadisthana. So here we'll take the mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Brahmadeva Saraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can place our right hand on the lower part of our stomach, right below the umbilical cord. We can pray, O Divine Mother, please make us creative. O Divine Mother, please activate our Swadisthana chakra within us so that we may become creative. We will say a bija mantra for the Swadisthana chakra, which is VAM. So Swadisthana chakra represents 6 petals. So we will say the mantra VAM 6 times. VAM, 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 VAM. Now we'll shift our attention to the left side of this chakra. So we'll put our right hand on the left part of the stomach. Here the quality is pure knowledge. So we can pray, O Divine Mother, please give me pure knowledge. The deity which resides here is Shri Nirmal Vidya. So we can take the mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Vidya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We'll bring our right hand back on our lap. And now we'll shift our attention to the right part of this chakra. So we'll keep our left hand on our right part of the stomach. Here the quality is pure attention, so we can pray. O Divine Mother, please give me pure attention. The deity which resides here is Shri Nirmal Chitta, so we can take the mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Chitta Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. After taking these mantras, we have now activated our Swadisthana energy center. So we can bring our left hand back on our lap and we'll stay a few moments in silent meditation, trying to absorb the vibrations. Keeping our attention inside and our palms open, we can listen to Shri Mataji, our mother's speech.
Then the second center that we have is very important, which is called as the Swadisthana. This center looks after physical and our mental activities. Perhaps the doctors don't know that it has a very important work to do, is that it has to nourish the brain with new cells, because all the time the brain is using these cells for its activity. So the energy has to go from this center up there, you can see, and then it nourishes the center, it nourishes the brain through its activity. Now, when we are very futuristic or we are using too much of a brain, I should say, too much of a brain activity we have, we are futuristic, we are planning too much, thinking too much, all the time, thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. That time we are using the energy of this center. But this center has another very important thing to be done, that it goes round, as you see, it moves all round here. It's shown here directly, but it's connected to the center. And it moves round and round and round and gives energy to this area where we have our liver, our pancreas, our spleen, kidney, and parts of intestines. Now, if we start exhausting ourselves with too much thinking, then the main work of the center suffers, and that's how we develop all these diseases of all these organs. Like, for example, with liver, you develop a liver problem. Liver problem means that liver has a function to emit heat from your body, which is poison, into the bloodstream. But when liver gets upset, we should say, the heat is retained in the liver. It passes upward and downward. When it passes upward, it affects a center there, as you can see, which we call as the right heart, and people develop what we call the disease as asthma. And when it passes downwards, it reaches the kidneys and coagulates, and you get kidney troubles, for which we have to go on dialysis and ultimately to die. So this heat is created because our liver is out of gear. At the same time, this heat can also pass if a person, say, at a very young age drinks and puts in too much of physical efforts and is all the time busy thinking. He might get a very fatal heart attack because this heat can go towards his heart and just collapse it. Also, those people work very hard like that can get a very massive heart attack. But the people who have other problems on the left-hand side are different type. They are the people who have lethargic organs. These organs do not work. And when they do not work, then they have all the other problems of the left side, as we call it. And this also causes another serious problem of psychosomatic troubles. Now, the essence of this center is that it is creativity. When the Kundalini nourishes the center, people become extremely creative. Now, you have seen these artists who are playing here. They were very simple, ordinary artists, but after coming to Sahaja Yoga, suddenly they have bloomed so much. The most surprising thing is that people, say even from Switzerland, who do not know a word of Sanskrit, who do not know a word of Hindi language, have composed poems, they have put them to tunes, and they sing as good as these people can sing. It's impossible to believe that even the English, who are so difficult to even pronounce a sentence in Hindi language, are now fluently speaking Sanskrit and talking all these things. Because of this creativity improves you. We have so many artists in India who came to Sahaja Yoga. I don't know if you know their names or not, like Amjad Ali, Jalota, so many of them. They got their realization, and after that, now today they are very well-known artists. Also the paintings, we have some Australian people who became quite good artists after coming to Sahaja Yoga. So it gives you a sense of aesthetics, and also it gives you the energy to express yourself. Now, if you have the technique of how to create anything, say you want to make a house, or you want to paint, or if you want to do something, moldings, or anything that you want to do, if you have the technique, the creativity, the power of creativity starts pouring in you, and you start producing things on which you cannot even have thought of, and these things happen to a person. So a person can become extremely dynamic with this. But if with that you do not keep your Sahaja Yoga practice, means if you do not keep your connection with the divine, then the energy gets exhausted. That's why self-realization is very important for every artist, that he should get his connection with this all-pervading power, which is the combination of all the powers, so that he doesn't feel exhausted with it. Not only that, but all the time the source is flowing into him. Constantly it has to flow, and that's why you have to do little practice of Sahaja Yoga after getting your realization, as I told you yesterday, that now you don't stop at this point, you have to make the connection perfect. Without the connection, it may be that you may go down. So it's best is to keep your connection on and work it out, to give full respect to yourself, to your being. You are not an ordinary thing. You are not a chicken or something like that. You are a human being. And the beauty that is within you is to be discovered, is to be nourished, and to be proud of. It is such a great thing you have within yourself, the powers, which I'll tell you one by one. Now about that is the...
Hello, everyone. The next stage of the program is going to be a silent meditation. But before we start that, I might just give a little bit of context to what Saubhagya and Shri Mataji talked about earlier. And Saubhagya did 3 very exciting and new things, I think. The first one was that she mentioned deities for each aspects of the Swadisthana. Now, what we mean when we say that is that, and if you recall yesterday's session, the Kundalini is the divine feminine energy within each of us. Now, within each chakra, there's also, and by chakra I mean center, and so there's a left Swadhisthana, a right Swadhisthana, and a central Swadhisthana, each of them being a chakra, a center, which in each of those, there is another divine feminine energy. So in the central center, it's Shri Saraswati, and she does creativity. That's her. Oh, lovely, we've got a chart. Excellent. So in the central Swadhisthana, right where the arrow is, the divine feminine energy is Shri Saraswati. She's the goddess of that chakra, and her quality is creativity. Now on the right side, which is, yes, that the goddess there, or the divine aspect there, is Shri Nirmala Chitta. Is that correct, Saubhagya?
Yes, that's correct.
And Nirmala Chitta in Sanskrit means pure attention. So, and the quality there is pure attention, concentration, the ability to plan, to think, to act, and to perceive. And the left Swadhisthana, the divine female energy, is Shri Nirmala Vidya. And in Sanskrit, that means pure knowledge. So it's the knowledge to use Sahaja Yoga. And by that we mean things you feel on your fingers, and the meditation for your benefit and for the benefit of those around you. And you've noticed that every time I've mentioned one of the divine female aspects, I've used a Sanskrit word and I've translated it. The reason I've done that, and this also tracks later on to something I'm about to say, is that Sanskrit closely relates and resonates with each of the centers in the subtle system. So there's where the arrow is, there's a center, and that's the Swadhisthana. And each, there's 7 of those. And Sanskrit resonates with each of those chakras. And when I've used the word resonate very carefully, and the reason I've done that is because each center or aspect vibrates or resonates in response to sound. So Sanskrit triggers that resonation and allows the chakras to move, or the centers to move, to grow, to clear, and benefits them. And the third very interesting, or perhaps the 4th very interesting thing that Saubhagya did was use bija mantras. And I'm not very knowledgeable about those, so Saubhagya could talk about it a little later, perhaps during the Q&A session. But bija mantras are sounds unique to each chakra. And so what was the one for the Swadhisthana chakra, Saubhagya?
Vam.
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 And Vam causes the Swadisthana chakra to resonate. So it's like saying one of those Sanskrit mantras. So in a sense, they're interchangeable. And I think to wrap this all up, we'll get to the next stage of the program, which is the meditation. And I think if you watched the video earlier, you would have heard Shri Mataji say that the important thing about this Swadhisthana, that once you've got your initial self-realization, is to meditate. And the meditation is key because it gets you closer to your inner self, to the divine aspects of yourself, and it strengthens your centers, and it gives you a sense of peace. And when we say the meditation, we mean thoughtless awareness. And that's what we're going to intend to get to. And that essentially means that you're aware of where you are, you're present, but you're thoughtless. And that is difficult. I struggle very much with getting thoughtless. And so we're going to try and meditate for about 8 or 9 minutes. But if you're having difficulty meditating, open your eyes. Usually you do it with your eyes closed, but open your eyes and you can look at the photo of Shri Mataji. You can look at the red mark in the middle of her forehead, which is called her bindi. And you can look at it for a bit, and that hopefully should clear your mind of any thoughts, and then you can try and close your eyes again. And it's hard, but I really urge you to practice because it feels fantastic. So I think there's some music we have to assist our meditation. It's about to start soon. I think that's the end of the meditation session, everyone. So thank you for attending. Some of you may have noticed that during the music that was played, there were people talking. And that is really by design, because the music you just heard is by another person who practiced Sahaja Yoga, and he's a saxophonist. And one of the qualities of the Swadisthana, as is the theme of today's program, is creativity. And one of the great things about creativity is it's not just creativity in poetry, but also music, as in the recording that was just played, which is by a man called Nick Buff, who also practices Sahaja Yoga. And the reason people were talking is because it's a recording I took of him. And I hope none of you tell him, because he'd be very embarrassed if he found out I played it publicly. But it's also creativity in any other aspect of your life. So if you're an accountant or a builder or anything of that matter, it's active, creative efforts, planning. That's all the part of the Swadisthana. And the goal is to express it, but do so in a balanced way. I think that's it, unless anyone's got questions.
Thank you, Madhava and Saubhagya. That was very informative and a very beautiful session. Let's all finish off by raising our Kundalini. And putting on a bandhan. Now, as Madhav mentioned, that it is the first time we've used the mantras on this series, and we will speak more about them in future sessions. But know that, yes, they're a very powerful way of clearing our chakras. And as he explained, the vibrations of each of the mantras resonate with that particular chakra. So, as I said, yes, we'll talk about it in greater detail in future sessions. Yeah. So, if anyone has any questions, anything that they experienced this evening, anything that they might like to ask Saubhagya or Madhav. Norma felt it was wonderful. That's so good to hear, Norma.
Yes, thanks, Norma, for your feedback.
Now, Sabina, we have to say we're not aware of that actual mantra. They're probably different to the ones we used. Now, Sabine, it was Robin, I think, who raised a very good point, and that's very true of what happens with people when they first start with Sahaja Yoga. Because we introduce so many different techniques, they're not sure what to do when they're at home. So going back to my experience, and Saubhagya and Madhav and Lynn might like to explain their own meditation, their own daily sessions, what you can do on a daily basis. We start our meditation by raising our Kundalini, putting on a bandhan. A foot soak is a very good thing to do every day, especially in the evening. And in that foot soak, you can do the balancing. So you can clear your left channel, you can clear your right channel, which will bring you into that center channel, into that thoughtless state. There is a range of other things you can do. So, for example, if you're feeling lethargic, a bit, you're not feeling the joy in your life, you can use a candle treatment. So it's really about looking inside and seeing what you need, because you know best what you need. But at the beginning, that's a little bit hard. But essentially, if you're doing your foot soak every day, you're raising your Kundalini, you're putting on a bandhan, and you're sitting in silent meditation, that is all you really need at this stage. Would anyone like to add to that?
It's basically you're getting a whole lot of tools you can use, and you find something that works for you, but it might work today, but it might not work tomorrow. So sometimes you'll just sit, raise your kundalini and put yourself in a bandhan, and you'll feel instantly thoughtless. And that's all you need to do. The extra things are just, if you're not feeling it, do something else. So it's basically it. And whatever comes to mind is generally what you need at the time. Don't make it too complicated. So we're just showing you different ways, and so you can feel what feels good. And as you go through the days meditating, when you feel something really worked for you, or as Madhav's saying, it resonated for you, then take it home and keep it with you and try it again.
And you can even do something as simple as just using your right hand, sweeping along the front of the body, touching the top of the head and lifting up. And just keep doing that until you find that your attention goes above your thoughts. Just keep doing that, and you'll find that eventually your thoughts have less hold on you. And that is the beginning of meditation.
So it was nice, Saubhagya's meditation she did. Well, it wasn't complicated. So she just concentrated on the Swadisthana center, that area of the lower stomach, hip area, and then left you to meditate. Now, we've many times been saying, take your attention to the top of your head and put your hand there, and done many things physically to go there. But this was the opportunity to see, is your kundalini going there, taking you to silence? So I'd be interested to hear how that worked for you. So you can assist, or you can just let it happen. You can listen to your kundalini where she's taking you.
Because she knows everything about you. We really don't have to do anything. Our kundalini looks after us.
So Robin's also said, sometimes my mind randomly races. Should I allow them to play out? I even had moments of thinking about thinking. I think you just watch, because sometimes you don't want to do battle with the thoughts, and then slowly take your attention back. Just that simple process, as Jenny mentioned, of putting your hand on your Sahasrara.
And Shri Mataji has said that even a second of silence changes us. So I know we would all like minutes and minutes and minutes of silence, but it doesn't always happen. It can happen, but it doesn't always happen. So know just your desire to sit and meditate and balance yourself makes a change.
And that visual of one's mind as a bunch of wild horses can sometimes be very fitting. And, you holding the reins. So let it go, but just pull them back a little bit. You can't pull them back too hard, because they'll fight.
And Robin, if you do have a foot soak bucket, if you try and make the water coolish rather than warmish, that will also help with your thoughts.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it the other day, but for each of your meditation sessions of a night, maybe if it's your morning, Amara, if it's your morning, you might not, but for others of us who are attending an online meditation, you can have your foot soak there for the first 10 minutes, and just put it aside after you feel that it's done its job. So night time's the good time to work that foot soak into your activity of an evening. If you can. That also helps with the thoughts as well. Oh, my light just went off. There we go.
All right. So tomorrow night we have our workshop.
Yes.
So this is an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you have in your breakout rooms.
Yeah, one-on-one. See. So therefore your bucket with the lukewarm salty water, You can depart from that. If you're feeling sleepy, make it hotter. If you're feeling racy in your mind, make it cooler. Yeah, and a jug of rinsing water or a cup of rinsing water and a towel or paper towel. You'll need that for tomorrow night. So we'll do that before breaking up into the rooms. So if there's things you want to ask again, also feel free tomorrow night. So that'll be good. Yeah, and as Jenny said, we will talk a little bit more about the mantras and deities. So, you know, the idea that each of those energy centers or chakras are stages of our evolution, and there have been incarnations or deities who've exhibited those qualities of the each of the chakras. So just thinking of them or saying their name gives that vibration. So that's the reasoning behind that. But certainly after you've done your 21 days, then we will move on to the going deeper or the intermediate sessions, and we'll probably do that about once or twice a week, and give you more homework until we see the following week, and with the goal being to then move towards the advanced session, which is we call the ashram series, and it's all of us yogis in together, where it's less explanation but beyond going deeper. So that's the goal. And then so those sessions are going on as we speak every week, the ashram sessions. So it's like a meditation at a physical center, ashram center.
And the other thing that we will encourage you to do is to seek out your own local centers and meet Sahaj yogis in 3D rather than in 2D.
That's right.
And because that is a very special experience. So we will help you make those connections further down the track.
Yeah. So that's the threefold path.
Yes.
Online collective, your own personal meditation, see where you're at, and then your real collective, meet some other Saj Yogi who you can meditate with, one or more at least.
All right. There you go.
Oh, that's nice, Amara. Thank you, Amara.
Thank you, Amara.
It was a very nice meditation, and everyone has a different quality, so it's always nice to have the different qualities.
Yes. All right.
So thank you very much,
I think that's it for us.
And Madhav, what time is it there in Romania, Savagya?
Oh, here it's 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. Lunchtime.
Pretty good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What was the time in Australia?
We're almost 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
A little bit later.
Yeah, I guess. Yep.
So that's good to know. We're quite connected with Romania. That's good.
Yes. There's not much difference.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, thank you again, everyone.
Thanks
for joining us.
All.
And we'll see you all tomorrow night.
Yes, we'll pop some music on now and leave you in peace for a nice night's sleep or a nice, very balanced day of activity.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Yep. Good reminder, Rita. We'll stay in meditation for a while.